Hello there everyone and welcome back to PRL for Division 3. We are here in the Belgium Grand Prix, or known as Spa. I don't want to try and say the rest of it because I know I will butcher it. I am joined by my co-commentator today, Mr. Tam D23.
How are we doing, everyone? So, as the common co of J. Cole,
Shut up.
I'll be helping take you through this race here. We've got a decent blend of 16 cars to tackle one of the most loved circuits in Formula One, Spa, and I'm going to attempt it. Francorchamps. I don't know. I can't. I'm not very good with that language. I think it's French. I don't care.
I think so, yeah. Paul has just said in the chat that it's sunny for both, so there's no rain. There's no rain like there was in the D2 race. So I guess we'll get to see people's actual true potential of how they're doing in the race. I know that Old School was practicing for the rain, so he's had a little bit of a bummer on that one. A little bit of a bummer on that. But I think, if I'm right in saying how the championship stands, because it was going back and forth last week, I think Old School has taken back the championship lead. I could be completely wrong on that. I can't remember exactly what happened in last week's race, but I think Old School did take the lead back.
Interesting. Obviously, I wasn't here for the last race. So hopefully my presence will bring out the best in these guys. I don't really know what I'm saying at this point. But yeah, so I'm currently watching Coco right now in the Sauber. Cubs absolute championship contender, as we know. So he will undoubtedly be one of the favourites. He's also on the Super Soft, so we could expect a good lap around here. Pole times, we could be seeing some of the guys getting to the 42s. I'm not too sure about what to expect, but we'll see how they get on anyway. But yeah, so Coco now lining up. Hopefully, we'll see if he's able to put in a solid lap.
So I've just found out from last week's result, actually, Coco did beat Old School, so Coco is still the championship leader at the moment. Has increased his advantage, I think, by like another 6 points. So I think he's now about 10, maybe 11 points ahead of Old School. So this championship battle is starting to heat up a lot more. Obviously, Waver's now starting to come into the mix of it, because I know he's now won, I think it's 2 races in a row he's now won. Yeah, obviously just still sitting. I think he's gone ahead of Dave now in the championship standings. And also, one more thing I need to point out is Coco, Wave and Old School, if they all continue how they are so far, then they're all getting moved up to D2 for the next season. So congratulations to obviously them 3 for being able to get moved up to the next division for next season. T-Wolf has already retired from the session. Sorry about that. And I think Coco has invalidated his lap.
Yeah, he's backed off his lap. So I've got the championship standings here. It is in fact Coco, as you said, who is leading the championship at the moment. He's on a run of 7 straight podiums. That's pretty impressive from him, and that consistency has shot him up into the championship lead. Just 9 points ahead of Old School, 190 to 181. And we've got Wave, obviously, who's been, you could call him Mr. Inconsistency, but he's starting to get the run. 2 wins in the last 3 races. He's now 39 points off the lead, with the most wins on 4. And we'll see if he's able to close up the gap to the top 2, because I think he does have the pace to do that. But we'll see anyway if he's able to manage it. Next up is Dave, 4th in the standings. It looks as though he's probably not going to make an impact. He's 73 points off, so it looks like at the moment it is a 3-way title fight.
Yeah, it does indeed. Coco's actually essentially just come back into the pits, so I think he's just decided not to.
I've just got on board with Robert. I'm just sorry to interrupt you, but Robert, coming out of Blanchimont, he kind of caught the inside curb, and that sends you into the wall. He's going straight across the finish line, luckily doesn't interrupt anyone. I'm trying to see who's coming towards the end of a hot lap right now.
I think Adri is probably the first, might potentially be the first one, or there's a car in front of him who's just gone off actually, so I think it might be Adri that comes across the line first.
So here comes Adri now, going into a fantastic high-speed Blanchimont corner, easily flattening these cars, and then, it's actually Old School set time, 43 flat. It's a pretty solid banker lap. Adri on the mediums, interestingly, so we may not be expecting a top lap from him. We'll see how he gets on. Up to the lights, 2 seconds off of Old School's time, which would be expected with those tyres.
Yeah.
Adri, despite a poor start to the season, he is actually 5th in the championship standings now, after some solid results as of late, getting 3 podiums in the last 6 races. So
Yeah.
doing a solid job here. Has got more times coming in. Wave also on the softs has gone just 2 tenths slower than Old School, so these guys always pretty close on pace, and they're showing that here as well. 2 tenths apart over such a long lap clearly shows that. Heated has gone 3rd on a 43.9. Evo has set 46.4 on the softs, and yeah. So this is going to be quite a slow session to start off with, because it's such a long lap. The times won't be coming in rapidly.
Yeah,
It's kind of
exactly.
spread out across the circuit.
New Waluigi just put in the chat, they have a dry race. Very lucky. They are indeed, because I can tell our race was very interesting to say the least, especially at the start. Especially at the start. Hammer's doing a 155. I don't know if he'll improve on that time. It's very tricky to tell.
You all right?
Of course you know I'm joking. I think Mark is just coming in to do his lap. I think he's run out of fuel. We've got Karkanen that's coming onto the final sector now. So we'll see how he does. Mark needs to be careful.
Watch out for that. Yeah, so he's able to get through now, and he's going through bunch one. Be careful! Oh, he may have invalidated there. He definitely went off the track. Braking now, very tricky braking zone, and got to try and get to that apex and open up this final set.
He's just going straight in a pit.
That's a bit of an anticlimax. We've still only got 7 times on the board. Watching Dave now going, he's had his lap hugely compared by Heated, who somehow managed to. He must have hit that wall at the final chicane. Dave's lap was ruined by that, so. It seemed like he must have overshot the chicane.
Oh my, yeah, you can see it. I've just gone on board with the championship leader Coco, and yeah, I think he's just had his lap ruined because of that. Or maybe it was invalidated or something, or I'm not too sure.
Well, hopefully Heated's car is out the way now. I can confirm. Just watching Robert coming around the final chicane now, opening the DRS up to the line, and actually it was an out lap, I think. So now he's on his lap there. He's got plenty of DRS to play with. Trying to meet the apex at turn 1, grips up, gets a decent exit, and now going up through the gears towards fantastic Orange and Radion. And it is actually possible to lose the car up here. You got to be quite smooth with your steering, and he does that very, very nicely there. Also, Brie has gone 3rd on a 43.5, solid lap from him. As we got, okay. He's left. Okay.
It's not just said LFC's done the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's on a 45.9, which is apparently purple. I think you saw what I saw. It was like a 38.
Yeah.
From Navis, and he's actually, I believe he's disconnected or something. Because he did leave the session, I saw, unfortunately.
Yeah. So. That was a bit interesting. But nonetheless, we'll still carry on. We're still on board with Robert. Just obviously watching how he's doing. He's not doing too bad of a lap so far. I think looking at it so far, he could be 3rd or 4th as we speak. Somehow Heated has just done the fastest lap even though he's crashed. God, Codemasters, what are you doing?
Gotta love them.
Yeah.
I'm interested watching Robert. He's actually in the high ERS. Like Coco, he's done the fastest lap, but it's P4.
Robert's probably going to come round to do the fastest lap.
Oh no, he's pitting.
No, he's going into pits, but he'll probably still count it. No, in this game. But just having a look in the chat, Maka has actually put, so screwed for this race, 1 lap of practice. The rain is due at the end of quali, so people are probably getting out to do their qualifying laps, and obviously the game is giving everyone the pole position at the moment. So it's working out pretty well for them. Jerry's just put, Maka, even if you practice, you're screwed. Very true. The game wants LFC to win. Yeah, I think we all are destined for an LFC win. Heated put, great crash at the pit entry, so that's obviously what's happened to Heated. And Mr. Fazelm has put Adri Garcia. Mr. Adri Garcia. The LFC looks like he almost crashed at the pit entry as well. Ryan is just taking the line that he just particularly wants to. Because someone sent me an invite, won't let me rejoin. Are you able to send Hammers an invite?
Hammers, yeah. I'm not friends with him, so. We've got yellows in sector 2. That's a Jabba who's going pretty slowly. He must have run out of fuel, but he's on the racing line, so that doesn't interrupt anyone's laps. On the medium tyres, he is. I'm trying to see anyone else that's on a lap. So Coco is coming round now on the soft, so this should be up there. Currently on pole position, even though he's in P4. Coming round now toward. I'm kind of caught out here. He's actually wearing no ERS, so he must be setting up for his lap.
Yep.
You can see. Oh,
No, he's
and
going
he
to
pits.
pit.
So many anticlimaxes in this qualifying section.
Yeah, I think he was actually on the
Yes,
super soft tyres as well.
Yeah, he was.
I think Wave's on a lap. Let's go over with
Yeah,
Wave.
Wave. So here we go. Wave now going down into turn 8. You've got to try and keep it as tight as possible. Run it out. Do not touch that curve. It will chuck you. And it comes around into the very underrated corner, I think. Corner with no name. He's able to take that quite nicely. Coming towards Puon, one of my favourite corners in F1. He's actually in the medium ERS setting, so maybe he's trying to avoid derating, or he's not actually on a lap. I'm not quite sure.
I think I've just seen Adri off of the track there. Yep, Adri was well wide off of the track, so I don't know what happened to him. But we'll continue riding on board with Wave.
So he's turned his ERS up here, so here he goes now for the straight. As he comes around now, just touches that curb, and now it's just full throttle. Keep the foot down as he comes up towards the final few corners. Yellows, and that is the
Jabbo has just stopped.
He might have run out of. I saw him run out of fuel, so he might have actually stopped for good.
Maybe.
As Wave comes around the final chicane, he is going to finish off this lap. Can he get good traction? He does. He's got to try and take the shortest run to the line. What's the time going to be?
1:42.7.
That's a solid lap from him.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Wave's quite the one-lap specialist, we do know that. So
yeah.
He puts it on pole for the moment. Old School also on a lap. He nearly invalidates, but he is able to keep it out. Now coming down into Puon. Really fast corner in these new generation of cars. As he comes around now towards
held it perfectly.
This medium speed section. Try and keep it tight and open up this corner, really attack this and run out onto the exit curve. He does that very nicely. And now exit round, so key to get a good exit because it sets you up for a great final sector. He gets a very nice exit.
He's on low ERS actually. He's running it in number 5. But he's using overtake for this, yeah.
He's cranked it up. It's a very tactical ERS usage from Old School. He comes round now, through Blanchimon, and we're looking to spot the right braking point going into the bus stop chicane. And got to try and he's gone pretty late on the brakes, but he's able to get it stopped. And now opens up the second part, trying to get a clean exit. Bit of oversteer, and now he's going up to the line, taking the shortest run he can. It's a 42.8, not quite on pole.
Still a decent effort from Old School nonetheless. A lot of these guys are now look like they're trying to come out on the super soft tyres. So it's going to be interesting. Whilst you was also commentating over that, Karkinen has actually gone up to P5.
Solid lap.
So not a bad lap from him at all. We'll go on board with Dave. I don't know if he's just about to start his lap or...
He's very low on ERS, interestingly, so he wouldn't have had the full power for him. And tries to get... He takes a pretty nice line through there. Bit tentative on the exit. What's the time going to be up to the line? It's P3 or 43.4.
This is not bad at all from him either.
Yeah.
So interestingly, Maka had damaged his front wing on the way out of the pit whilst he was typing in the YouTube chat. So, chat. So that's quite unlucky from him.
He's got his priorities sorted out though.
Yeah, exactly. And he's managed to get Hammers back in, so good guy Maka. He's actually going to be able to do a lap now.
Well done.
Even though it looks like it's about to start pouring it down with rain.
I mean, but based on his pace that he showed early on with that 1:38, I think he can definitely challenge for pole.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anyone on a flyer? We've got a couple of cars on end laps, I believe. Old School and Dave. They should just about get round. They could be cutting it quite close. We've got Adri, Ryan on their out laps along with Maka, and see the understeer that he's getting after that. Unfortunately for him,
I think Ryan's going to be the first one to come across the line.
Yeah.
That's going to start on, should I say, the business end of the qualifying session.
Yeah, hopefully the rain doesn't interrupt a lot of these final runs, or we could have a real anticlimax to top off this session. Ryan, now setting up, he's got the ERS turned up, and we'll see how he approaches the final chicane. He takes it quite quickly, some drivers you'll see will try and keep it on the right hand side and really get a slingshot, but it's not going to cost them much time as it's a very short run. Down into turn 1, big braking zone. Manages to meet the apex quite nicely, and it's all about the exit there, and it's pretty clean.
He's got a very nice exit out of that.
Yep, indeed. As he comes up towards Eau Rouge, and that's Radion actually, coming through now, and bit of sliding to the tiny bit. He's able to hold it together. LFC off the track there, being very sportsmanlike, or he's had an issue, I'm not sure what's happened. Coming down into Les Combes. Pretty conservative on the brakes, takes a lot of curb on the inside, which is nice, and you've got to try and keep it on the left and really get as much momentum as you can. He did have to left, but it's still pretty decent. Coming down now into this really long understeery right hander, he's able to take it nicely, and now slinging it through here, a bit wider than he wanted to be. He's going to carry on though, come down towards Pouhon. And he's got to try and spot that apex, try and take as much speed as he can. He's keeping it in 8th gear, but that was still pretty nice. Got to try and not run off the track there. And now coming down into this medium speed section, keeps it nice and tight, runs it out wide, does a little bit of oversteer there. That's going to cost him some time. I know, really important. This is one of the most crucial corners on the track. He gets a decent exit, and now he's firing it down now. Full throttle, keeping it in the hot lap mode all the way through here. As Old School is retired, I'm not sure what's quite happened to him. But anyway, here comes Ryan now. Is he going to be able to get up the grid? Here he comes
I think
now.
he is. I think this is a decent lap from him. I think he's going to improve on his time for definite. I reckon this could be sort of around the P5, P6 area where Coco and Karkinen are. He's got a very good exit. Or maybe not, it's only P8.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot better lap than I thought. Oh, Adri, what?
42.3. Wow. Did not see that coming.
Now that is a flyer of a lap for someone in D3. Wow.
Jeez. Calm down.
I think if that was in D2, that would be P2 for quali. That is P2.
I think it was I think it's P3. I think Gary did a 42.2, so.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it was still really close to Gary's time, nonetheless.
Yeah, very, very close. Great lap from him. Fantastic lap. That is really set down a marker for the likes of Wave to beat, who's one of the only front runners still carrying on. Coco down in 6th as well, on a 43.6. So he is going to have to pull one out the bag here if he wants to be up there with his title rival Old School and also Wave. As you can see, Wave goes on the curb, and very lucky that that doesn't throw him across the track, which it can do. He's in a medium ERS setting, so he's saving it for that last sector. So the section has now come to a close. Karkinen, good lap from him, up to 4th, displacing Dave, who's retired from the session, so we won't be seeing any more from him. Wave now coming round, try and keep it tight again. And is he going to be able to keep it on the track? That was very nice through there. And oh, Robert, he's ruined it. He's ruined the lap of Dave.
I think he's also just messed up Wave's lap. Yeah. I think Wave just had to back off then as well.
He did. What lap was looking good as well. So I'm looking for Coco right now to see if he can get up the grid. He's down in 7th right now, so it's so important that he's able to get a good lap. He takes a lot of curb on the inside there and takes it very aggressive. He's very aggressive on those curbs, but he's able to make it work. Now coming down, trying to get a nice slingshot, bit of oversteer, and the rear graphical glitch. It went heavy rain for half a second. He's got a car in front of him. Oh, it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain right at the end of this lap. He's got a slipstream from Maka, does Coco. Hopefully he does get out of the way.
I think Maka's on a lap himself as well.
And he's going to pull out the way. So that was a nice slipstream from Coco, but he's going to be down on grip coming round this final chicane. Bit of a slide. Is he going to be able to get a nice exit?
That's a decent exit.
Can he get up the grid? He goes up 4th. I think he'll be happy enough with that, considering it's raining.
Yeah.
He's got his title rival in sight. So the last person to set a lap is Jabo, and I don't think we'll see much from him, as the rain now will be affecting him quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. So congrats to Adri. That was a flyer of a lap, nearly 4/10 ahead of everyone else. So I don't know what to say about that lap. I mean, if Maka and Adri would like to retire so we can get this race underway, but I can't believe that lap. That was a flyer. Absolute flyer of a lap.
that is genuinely like D2 pace for sure. That
Yeah.
lap. So yeah, really impressive by him, and has put him in a really nice position for the race. So yeah, don't really know what to say about that.
Yeah, it just shows that some of these guys in D3 do have the pace for D2. And obviously us talking about Wave, Old School and Coco getting moved up, I think Adri wants the same thing to happen to him.
Yeah, with a performance like that, most definitely.
Yeah. So for the end of qualifying, you can see we've got Adrian S in P1, Wave in P2, and Old School in P3. Coco in P4 with Karkinen in P5. I think that's his best quality result yet so far this season, I think.
Well, he's been up there quite a few times.
Yeah.
He is quite good in quality.
Yeah, Dave in P6, Breeze 7th, Jabbo in 8th, Heated in 9th, Hammers in 10th, who didn't obviously get to set another lap, but still 10th nonetheless. Ryan in 11th, Macca in 12th, LFC in 13th, Ibo in 14th, and I didn't get to see who were the bottom ones, but I don't even know who it was, to be honest with you. But all of those guys get to start outside of the top 10, so they get the tyre choice that they need. Need/want.
Yeah. So I'm interested to hear who your money is on for this race, because obviously that lap from Andrew is really throwing a spanner in the works. But obviously
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got three very well accomplished drivers in this division behind him, so it's going to be a very interesting race.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is going to be one that we can call. It depends if someone bins it up ready on or not. I think,
Yeah.
I reckon this is Old School's race. I reckon he's going to win it.
Wow. With his wet practice in these dry conditions, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
Anyway, up for the formation lap now. So the Red Bull of RJ Lockdock leads them away as they prepare themselves for the longest formation lap on the calendar, and this is really gonna set the nerves on fire, you could say. So I'm interested to see. Obviously, Adri, one of the very few tracks on the calendar where the pole sitter is going to have the inside line for turn one, as it is a very short run, so he should use that to his advantage. Wave, we do know he can be very aggressive at times, and I'm interested to see if he can use that to his advantage to take the lead from the Red Bull.
It will be very interesting to see how he does. Wave's just actually binned it on the formation lap.
He should be fine. He's not. There's no damage, I think, so he should be fine.
Yeah, I just saw it in the background. Okay. I mean, that's one way to heat your tyres up, I guess. Yeah, that was interesting to say the least. But looking outside of the top 10, everyone has opted to go for the soft tyres, other than LFC, who is sticking with his medium tyres. So he's the only one that's actually a medium runner. But yeah, that was a bit interesting. I think people were starting to let Wave go back through as well.
Also, Bray did his qualifying on the soft tyres. He is actually on the softs for the start of this race. So is Hammett as well. So both those guys in the top 10 starting on softs. So that'll be interesting to see.
Could play a really big part into it.
Supers.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
It is indeed. But now we'll just wait for these guys to make their way up to the line.
Adri's setting up has gone through this formation lap at quite a pace, I've got to say. Dragging the next three drivers with him. Wave is quite a bit further back after his binning it, but luckily that won't affect him at all. It might actually help him in terms of getting the tyre temps up.
Yeah, I mean, Team Wolf is the one that's like at the back, and they just look like they're quite a bit back from the start as it is, and Adri's just coming up to the line now. I mean, Team Wolf is just coming up to the chicane. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're lining up on the grid for 22 laps of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Let's get it underway.
So here we go, the 5 red lights. It's lights out, and away these guys go. It looks like one of the McLarens in the background has just sort of tried to move towards the edge. Old School is down the inside. It's 3 wide going into turn 1. Bit of damage, a lot of contact, and Old School is now in the lead of the race for the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, one of the Mercedes has actually moved up into P3. Who's that? Is that
It's a massive
James?
crash. It's a massive crash. Oh, it's chaos at the back. It's spanning
Oh my
all over
god.
again. Mr. Coco's out, Heated's out, Robert's out. What a disaster on the run up to Eau Rouge. That's
surely that's got to be a
cars.
safety car. That's got to be a safety car.
Knowing Codemasters, I'm not sure about that. As Wave trying to hang it down the inside of Bree, he's got up to the podium. Wave, bit of contact between them, and the Haas does go through. Next up, Jabo trying to follow through. He gets up alongside the Mercedes and trying to follow his teammate through into P3, but Bree very late on the brakes. Tries to hang it around the outside, bit of contact again between them, and Bree's just about able to hold on to that P4. Dave as well, looking at his had a decent start. Harkonnen down a couple of places as well. Has now got pressure from Maka, who's having a look at him, not into pull on. Surely don't go for it, and he doesn't. So Old School has been gifted the lead of this race. 1.5 seconds from Adric, Wave in P3. That's the top 3 halfway through the first lap.
Yeah, nicely done as well from Bree and Jabo, moving up a couple places as well. Bree, I think he started down, what was it, in 7th or 8th we were saying? And he's made a very good recovery. Same with Maka. Maka was all the way down in, I think, P12, has now gone up to P8. Karkinen looks like he's lost out quite a bit. Adri has already 2 seconds behind Old School. And it looks like Wave is right on the back of him as well.
Gone forward with him. Bit wide through Blanchibon. Is he going to go for a very rash move on the inside? No, he won't. I'm interested to see, because of the amount of contact there was at the start, there might be damage on Adri's car, which is why he's kind of struggling to keep pace with Old School in the early stages of this race. It's trained down to about P7, but then P8. The top 8 pretty close, and then behind it's pretty spread out. Probably all the cars that got damaged, so I think we've seen some cars peeling into the pits. Ryan's in the pits. Karkinen stays out. Who have quite... Oh, LFC has just crashed.
Wave's lost it. Wave's lost it.
Oh,
he's lost it already on. Oh, Maka's retired as well.
Maka's out. He might have been collected. I'm not sure what happened there.
He collected James up ready on as well.
Oh man. Yeah, so now survival of the fittest at this stage in the top 5. The only cars that really haven't seemed to have had an incident so far. So Old School leading this out. Looks like he's kind of taking control of this race pretty early on.
Yeah.
So it looks like you were right with your prediction. As much as it pains me to say it.
I mean, Adri has just quickly paused this game to put in the chat saying that he got damage from Old School. So Adri does have damage.
Yeah.
And I think he's just going to try and hold it out as long as he possibly can. But this race so far, you were saying before we started the stream that it could potentially be chaos, and chaos it is definitely turning out to be.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for Wave. Wave has just lost another place to James as well. I think Wave's got massive front wing damage. Yeah, you can see it on his left end plate. Barely got any of it.
Brino on the back of Adri. He's right on him going down to the blodge when he goes for the outside, and looks like Adri's just backed off and let him through. Probably a wise decision. So Bree up into P2 on the soft, so he could be on for a very good result here. Maybe even challenge Old School for the win. As it was a tiny tap from Jabo, and Adri actually goes into the pits. So yeah, so he definitely had quite a bit of damage. Not sure what's happened to him. He seems to have almost stopped on the entry to the pit lane. As Dave now lining up Jabo as well for that P3. As he can get himself into the championship fight, or at least somewhat close to it, and because Coco is out of the race and Wave is down at the moment, he's in the pits as well behind Adri.
So this is Old School's chance to be able to maximise on the points, and he's doing a very good job of it so far up in P1. And funny enough, Coco has just put in the chat saying that illegal overtake killed me, so I think he must have got an illegal overtake, and then Robert may have gone into the back of him, which then collected Heated as well, and then all 3 of them had retired from the session, so
yeah,
bit unfortunate from that. Bree looks like he's actually trying to catch up with Old School a little bit. Obviously with these guys behind Bree as well.
Yeah, so Bree looking in really good form here, can maybe potentially challenge for the win. Looks like the closest battle on track right now is that battle for P3 between Jabo and Dave. Jabo making a good start to this race, up 5 positions along with Bree. So these guys actually not catching the Mercedes all that quickly, which is maybe a tiny surprise. We'll see how that plays out, but obviously they do have the faster tyres. Dave making a little mistake there behind Jabo. You'd expect him to probably be challenging him.
Jabo's just run a little bit wide as well, coming in towards the final sector.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to give Dave the run.
The gap from P4 to 5 is 17 seconds. As it looks like if you
Dave's gaining on him. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's a little look. Running outside and now into the bus stop chicane. Is he going to send it? He does.
He's
late braking down the inside. He's just about made the corner.
Oh, contact between them.
There's not much that they could have done about that. That was just the different lines that they were running there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's given Jabo damage, because he did run into the back of Dave, but we'll see if he's able to carry on. He will have the DRS up here, but I just want to point out, Hamed, if you go on board with him, it does look like he has, I don't know, he's disconnected.
Disconnected, yeah.
Because he has a ghost car, unfortunately. As Jabo is right on the back of Dave, this is surely, he's going to have the DRS on him, and he'll be able to blast past him on this straight. Where Dave might be able to tuck into the slipstream, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Jabo back up into P3, but these guys losing time for battling, and it's helping Bree, who's just to extend that gap out in front.
Yeah, it does look as if Old School is now starting to make more of a gap towards Bree. It was down at 3.7 seconds at one point, it's now gone up to 4.1. So I think Old School just trying to maximise the amount he can on his super soft tyres.
Wave has gone past Team Wolf for P8 and his fight back through the field. And he's almost lost that up Radion and gets a massive wiggle on, able to save it, but it seems like maybe it's set up problems for him as he's really struggling to keep that together.
Yeah, interesting enough actually, Adri has put on the medium tyres, so he's going to try and go to the end of the race. So we'll see if he'll be able to get that done. If he does, it will be, well, to start off with, it will be remarkable that he'll manage to do it. But yeah, we'll see. It could play a part in the later side of the race. Oh, Dave almost hits the wall as well, coming on towards the final sector. The outer part of the wall. I've seen quite a few people been it there before as well, so...
Yep, and I'm also going to point out Bree has closed the gap into Old School back again on this lap, down to 3.8 seconds, so good work from him. If he's able to keep up in these first few laps, Old School's tyres will go off soon, and that's going to bring him right into play with us, so... I don't know, Bree could be in with a real shout of winning this race.
He is definitely a contender for the win of this race. There's no doubt about that. Still on board with a battle for P4 with Jabo and Dave. I think Dave is now just starting to lose it a little bit over towards Jabo. But if I go board with Ibo, he is about 3 tenths behind Ryan. So let's see if Ibo is going to be able to get the move done on Ryan. It is looking close between them, and obviously you've got Old School's team at LSC just up ahead as well, trying to battle the other McLaren of Team Wolf. Team Wolf looks like he's just run a little bit wide, and LSC has gone past. Ibo is trying to get the move done on Ryan on the outside, maybe? No, not going to be able to get that done. But has got DRS. And looks like the other McLaren up ahead is struggling quite a bit as well.
Team Wolf, yeah, so we've got 3 cars very close to each other for the final points being possession. The bottom 3 in this race, unfortunately, and Team Wolf has gone really wide at turn 1. He must have damage or something. Maybe he's got a wheel problem. I don't know, because he's almost gone the wall there as well. I don't know what's going on with him there. He seems to be having some chronic understeer. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Ibo looked like he was just being a little bit shaky there as well, going up El Rouge and Radion before anyone decides they want to try and go, Radion. But, you know.
I did that in qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting enough, Wave actually set the fastest lap on the soft tyres. I don't know if you did see that or not, but Wave looks like he's going to be able to do a 2-stop strategy. So he's gone on the soft tyres. Confirmed at least they were wasting Sundays.
Oh, Old School pits. Old School pitting from the lead. Brave was catching him. He must have been struggling quite a lot. So into the pits goes the man who's second in the championship. Probably the favourite to take the championship lead. He's going to pit onto the softs and the mediums. There's a lot of graphical glitches. But yeah, it looks like he is going to pit on the mediums and try and go to the end of the race. Dave has followed him in on lap 5, so I'm assuming he's going to do the same, or is he going to fit the soft? Let's have a look. He's put mediums. No, they've put softs on. No, they've put mediums on. I love Codemaster's graphical glitches.
Yeah.
So
in fact,
go out of the pits then.
Let's see where Dave comes out in relation to Adri, because Adri, as I said, he's on the medium tyres. Adri's just coming through the first corner now. Dave has just come out of the pit, so Dave has actually overcut Adri, but then again, Adri did have to change his front wing.
Yeah.
So Adria's still got quite a bit of work to do if he wants to try and make up the gap to Old School and Dave as well.
Yeah, and obviously Karkinen is also just in front of these guys. He had issues at the start as well, but he's going to pit probably very, very soon, and we'll be interested to see if he's able to chase down some cars at the end of this race. Is he going to pit now, or is he going to stick it out? And I don't know what he's going to try and do. But anyway, Javo is the leading car on the Super Softs right now. He's dropped back quite far from Bree, who must be sensing a chance here of potentially winning this race. He is going to have to. It might be worth for him pitting very soon onto the
In fact, it does look as if Jabo is going to come in this lap. Just looking on his telemetry, you've got the little green spanner down the left, which means that he is going to be pitting this lap, or is due to be pitting this lap. So we shall see if he is going to be able to. Wave picks up another 3 seconds front on the soft tyres. Is he opting to pit this lap? He isn't. So he's still going to carry on with the soft tyres. Old School obviously on the fresher set of the medium tyres. Is 17.2 seconds behind, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is around sort of what it is for a pit stop. So maybe about 18 or 19 seconds as well. So it's going to be interesting to see where Bree is going to come out. I think it will still be P2 because Jabbo is another 10 seconds behind Old School.
Yeah.
But
with fresher tyres,
yeah,
he has a real chance at this.
Oh yeah.
As Adri picks up a top stop and go for corner cutting, he must have gone over that final chicane or something, because it must be a pretty hefty corner cut to warrant a stop go like that. He is keeping up with Dave despite having 3 lap older tyres, so he is doing quite well at the moment, making his tyres last. Karkinen, as pretty much expected, comes into the pits, and he should be putting on the mediums. Again, probably stretched that a bit too far, which has kind of cost him a chance of a solid result. He's put on the softs, interestingly. Can he take those 3 in? I don't think he can. That's
Wave spun at a Radion again, and he's retired from the session.
Bend it. Oh man.
So this is a really good chance for Old School now, just to get more capitalise on points, especially with now his 2 championship rivals out of the race.
And he is catching Bree as well slightly. He's at 16.8 seconds. It was at about 17.2. So Old School chipping away at that advantage of Bree, which he needs to do because Bree is going to be coming at him later on. But if I were Bree, I would honestly
need to pit.
Probably pit.
Yeah.
I would agree with that because he can't just let Old School undercut him. He is going to have a tyre advantage. And
he's staying out.
He's staying out another lap. Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff from him. We've got a close battle here between Ryan and Evo. Evo closing up onto the back of the Toro Rosso. They're both going through Hammer's Ghost car, which is still in P6. I'm going to point out.
It's gone down to P8 now.
Yep. still going on for some points though. He could maybe if some more cars crash out, you could see Hammer's still grabbing some points despite a disconnection. It should be quite a prospect, but you can see now quite a few close on track battles at the moment. See Ebo right on the back of Ryan, and these guys actually in pretty decent points paying positions. Ryan tracking Adri on that strategy, although nearly 30 seconds behind, but he could be on for a decent strong finish. Result here. Yeah, and Ebo is also taking those the super softs, sorry, quite a long way into this race. So
I think this is probably Ebo's lap to pit.
Let's see, what's he gonna do?
He's not
staying out. Wow. Oh, I don't. He may come to regret that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because could affect him. And also, Bree has got the gap out to Old School in 18 seconds, and this could be really, really important for him.
Yeah, I think Old School may have made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, that mistake could prove to be costly. Bree will be pretty close to him, I imagine, when he pits, so he keeps it up like this. And I'm just gonna check, turn the telemetry on, and he is actually due in this lap. So Bree will be coming in, strapping on a set of mediums, and will be flying, I imagine, maybe up to the back of Old School. So we'll keep an eye on him coming into the pits.
Yeah, coming into the pits now.
And very nice pit entry, got to say. You see a lot of drivers bending it. Able to get it stopped nicely as well. So into the pits comes Bree. Will he be near Old School? If he is, you'd be fancying him for the win of this race. And it's a solid pit stop from the Mercs. And now on the runs out.
Is he already out?
Old School
this is going to be tight.
It's going to be close. Let's see what is going to happen. Bree going 80 kilometers an hour. Old School much faster than that. It's going to be very, very close between them. Bree coming out the pits now. He has
And
jumped
Bree,
Old School, but here comes Old School now. He's going to come up alongside him towards the Eau Rouge. Are they going to go side by side into
oh
the bottom
no,
of the hill?
no, oh
And
no,
can he
oh
do
they
it
are.
side by side? What a move from Old School. He manages to get that. That was Mark Webber-esque, getting past the Mercedes. Is Bree going to take it right back? The DRS is with the Ferrari. Here comes the Mercedes. Can he get up to him? Old School in the middle of the track, defending nicely. That was incredible.
That was incredible. Being able to go two up Eau Rouge is not easy, especially getting an overtake done up there as well. So very, very nice move to Mark as well.
And very nice and very good driving from both of them to keep it clean. Because that was a
Yeah.
scary corner to go side by side in.
Oh yeah. Definitely move of the race. As Noel Luigi just said, definitely move of the race.
Yeah.
But Brie looks like he's just struggling a little bit on these medium tyres at the moment. He's just got to keep them a little bit more warmer, and then he's
And then
destined to try and catch up to Mark.
Yeah. So now the battle for the podium is really heating up there. We got yellows in sector 1. I'm not sure what's happening there, but you can see Dave now up on the back of Jabba, and he needs to get this done for his own safety, really, because Adri, despite having older tyres, he is keeping the pressure on very nicely to these two guys. So we could be seeing some interesting battling coming on as these guys separated by just over a second of all three of them.
Yeah.
So tight battle for the podium at the moment. I don't think there's penalties for any of them. Actually, no, Adrian has a 5-second stop and go, which he wouldn't serve unless he loses the front wing and has to pit. So that he is going to have that time added onto him. So for Adrian to get on the podium, he needs to pass both these guys and get a gap. I mean, we know he's got great pace, but I'm not sure even he can pull that off. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see indeed. Larkin has actually just put in the chat, only the move of the race until Adri unleashes this aerial dive bomb on someone. So we shall see. Team Wolf has just retired from the session after someone has just cheered him on in the chat. So, bit unlucky from him. Dave looks like he almost lost it. Adri is now right on the back of Dave. Here we go.
And he looks for it down the inside. He's side by side down the Camel Straight. Dave has got the slipstream from the Haas ahead. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Adri tries to get through. He's got the line into the second part. Oh, it's
been
contact.
Spun.
Dave's hit him. Oh,
yeah, Dave's
no.
just spun him. But Dave is waiting for him. But that's unlucky from Adri.
Yeah, so sportsmanlike from Dave to give that back. But and see Adri weaving in frustration. Because he knows he had his chance for a podium is pretty much gone now. Diablo's basically been gifted it. So the real on-track action currently for P6 and 7. Karkinen goes down the inside of Ryan, going into it. He managed to get the move done though. So good job from him. He's up into P6. Ryan looks like he's struggling quite a bit. So Karkinen with 22 seconds to Dave up ahead on the soft. So he's going to have a tall order taking those to the end, as we said earlier. But yeah, so he's probably got that position pretty much wrapped up at the moment.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, as V5 has just said in the chat, I think I missed this. Old School got a penalty. So, Bree is actually in the lead of the net lead of the race at the moment. Obviously, Old School being on track lead of this race, but we'll see if Bree ends up getting a penalty as well. If Old School gets yet another penalty, we shall see. It's not going to help Mark at all for sort of keeping the lead of the championship.
He is gapping Bree though. He is just going that gap out slightly. It's 1.6 seconds at the moment, so he's still a lot of work to do for him. And Bree is not going to let up, especially with 4-lap fresher tyres. So we'll see how he gets on in trying to pursue the Ferrari.
Indeed,
we're trying to gap the Mercedes, I should say.
Let's have a look. Because it looks like Bree is keeping up with him, but I'm surprised because he's on 2-lap tyres. Old School's on 6. So, kind of surprising how Bree isn't managing to catch him up as fast as we thought he would be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he lost the lead in a thrilling move at Eau Rouge by Old School, which has gifted him a chance of winning this race, and he's got hope there. I'm going to actually check on Bree, so we know Old School's got a penalty. And Bree actually has 2 warnings. He's picked up 1 on this lap, so he has got to be very careful. He is getting that gap down to the Ferrari. We could be in for some on-track action between these two. Might not be aware about the penalty for the man that's second in the championship. He is just going to be chasing and chasing and chasing, and these guys dueling it out for the win in this race. Quite a way ahead of Jabo now, who has been effectively gifted the podium. Adri has managed to gap Dave, I will point out, after Dave let him through. So it looks like Adri is on for P4 at the moment. Obviously he does have a 5-second penalty, but I think he should be able to get the gap based on his pace in the last few laps. He does have 3-lap older tyres though, so he may be struggling at the end of the race. But yes, Adri, a decent recovery drive looking in order here for the Red Bull.
It is indeed, and actually just looking at the gap between these two at the top, I'm going to keep going back to this because this is the closest battle actually on track at the moment. The good old Mercedes versus Ferrari. Bree is looking like he's just sort of keeping the gap to Old School. I think he may know now that that Old School does have a penalty, so I think he's just trying his best not to get himself that final warning to be able to get himself a penalty, because otherwise that means he's going to have to try and do it the hard way and overtake him on track.
Yep. And they seem to have fairly similar pace. Bree just pushing, trying to get in this DRS zone. This is kind of like the duel last year.
And there we go.
Picked up, he ran
there we
wide
go.
on. So it's going to be a classic fight. And what this is reminding me of so far is the duel last, well, I was going to say last year, but in 2017, between Hamilton and Vettel at this track. They were never more than 2 seconds apart the entire race, and it was just a lap time battle, and Vettel couldn't never quite get in the DRS of Hamilton. This is a similar sort of thing, but Bree, so close. He's just about got the gap
Within
under
the DRS
a second.
now.
So, it's fluctuating though. This is going to be very tight. If he's able to get it, he can close up to the back of Mark, and we'll see what happens. He is dropping back a little bit. It looks like Mark maybe running a little bit lower wings. Bree trying to get on the brakes. It doesn't look like he's quite going to sneak the DRS, but big oversteer moment for Old School coming out of that. That's just pushed Bree into it. This is a real lap time battle here on the brakes into the first corner, and Old School trying to get a nice exit. He does get a decent exit, and looks like it is going to be enough to fend off Bree's DRS, and that's the kind of most exciting thing about this battle, of Bree just pushing and pushing, trying to find those 2 or 3 tenths more, and at the moment not quite finding them. Old School still leads.
Yeah, it does look like Old School did struggle a little bit up Radeon, but has still managed. He's actually increasing the gap to Bree now. From it was down to just under a second, now gone up to 1.4 seconds. So looking at it, Old School just looks like he's quicker in the straights, and then when it comes to the second sector, I think this is where Bree catches him up. I think he's running a bit higher wings than what Old School is.
Yeah, it looks like it. That might have been a defining factor, in fact, in Old School getting through for the lead of the race, because obviously coming out of the pits you don't have the momentum, but Bree just didn't seem to have the pickup to hold off the Ferrari, and now he's trying to charge him down. The gap though maintaining, and I think this is what we're going to be monitoring for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because there's not really any on-track battles apart from this, so we're just watching these two go at it, pushing. I know what it's like to be in these kind of lap time battles where you've got just very similar pace to the car you're fighting, and it's just hard to really any gaps to really appear or close down. So Bree is going to find it very difficult, I think, to get into that DRS zone.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult for Bree to try and see if he can get the gap to Mark down to just under a second. Only way that he's going to be able to do it is if Old School does make a mistake, which so far it doesn't look as if he has. But has any of them got any more warnings from the last time that you've seen?
I'll check. So Old School hasn't picked up a warning since his penalty, and neither has Bree. So both of them on 3 warnings in total at the moment. You'd expect them, I'd say, to keep that, to get through the rest of the race without getting a penalty as it stands, because at the rate they're picking up warnings, this doesn't look like it. But anything can happen in racing, so we'll see. Looks like Old School, he is just eking that gap out ever so slightly. The gap now up to 1.6 seconds, but one mistake and it's gonna put Bree on it, man. This is the beauty of one of these races. You've just got to be on it for the whole race. When someone's just got similar pace to you, you know, small mistakes can define the race like this.
for sure. Uh, just having a look at
Oh,
a
there's
bit back
traffic.
as well. Yeah, I think it's Hammers' ghost car.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but just having a little bit look back, I know Adri is on 12 lap old medium tyres now, but he's brought the gap down to Jabo to 9.4 seconds. Now I know that doesn't seem like it's much, but he was about 14 odd seconds behind Jabo at one point. Has made the gap from Dave now also 6 seconds, who's on fresher medium tyres. So it's going to be interesting. Old School, I think, has made a mistake because Bree is
Yep,
now within a
gap's under a
second.
second. Right, it's on now. Game on. Bree is going to have that DRS assistance down this short straight, but it's still going to help him out. And you can see Old School gets a bit of a slide on out the final corner as well. So Bree it takes a little while to open the DRS. I don't think he was maybe even expecting to get it. But Old School is going to have to put in a remarkable first corner to stay ahead. And oh, he's almost broken it. Has he done it? Old School, yes, he's
Just.
done it just about. There is that line, so Green misses out on DRS, and he's going to have to push again and maybe hope for another mistake. Oh, looks like Old School's made a mistake coming off of Radion, though. Here comes Bree, and we know he is quick in the second sector, so this is his chance to really close in and put pressure on the Ferrari.
It is indeed. Obviously, as I said about Bree running them higher wings, this is going to play right into his hands coming into this sector. Bree looks like he has a
Oh,
massive oversteer moment, the same
yep.
with Old School. So both of these guys look like they are starting to struggle a little bit on the medium tyres. Adri picks up another 3 second time penalty, so he's currently on 8 seconds penalty. If he doesn't manage to get to Dave, he will end up actually finishing in P5. But back on a battle, Old School runs a bit wide, so does
Oh,
Bree. Both of them
not as
probably
much
getting
though.
an exceeding track limit.
Yeah,
Um,
but Old School lost a lot more time from it than Bree did. Bree,
oh yeah.
half a second away at one point. He is catching a bit of dirty air from the back of Old School's car, but he is still very close, and he is going to have to slipstream just about. And this is his chance, really. This is the moment that he's been pushing for, as he's catching now. He's got the slipstream from Old School. He's gaining. Gaining. Is he going to go for it though? Going into bus stop, he runs quite wide
Oh,
around the
he's
launch
gaining
block.
right on
It's
him. Is
going
he
to
going to go
have
in
to be a
for it?
rash
No, he's
move.
not.
Oh, he hangs back, which is probably quite smart because now he's got two chances of DRS. And obviously Old School gets pretty nice traction coming out of this, but now the DRS, which isn't going to make much of a difference. And you can see Bree, I'm on both of them, he is saving his ERS. He's currently running none.
Yeah, he's keeping it. He's definitely keeping it for after El
For the
Rouge.
straight, so this could be a defining moment in this race. Old School in overtake mode. He knows the threat from the Mercedes up Eau Rouge and Radion, and looks like Old
Old
School's
School's
managed to
made
get
a
a decent
massive
exit.
mistake. I
Has
don't
he
think.
stepped? So here comes Bree now. I think he's too far away, but we'll see. Because he has running a bit higher wings, he's gaining, he's got the DRS, but it's not going to be enough. Old School survives, but now he's got a whole heap of pressure on his shoulders now.
Yeah, it's
And
going to be interesting.
Adri is in the pits, so he couldn't quite make this video. He's actually serving his stop and go now. And out of the pits he comes now. And where's this going to put him? Is he going to be ahead of Karkinen? No, it looks like Karkinen is going to jump him. So we could be seeing some interesting. But close to Ryan as well. Coming through now. So here comes Adri at the pits. Is he going to be out in front? Oh no, Brian's actually followed them in, so they're not going to see any threat. So Adri, his task is now going to be to try and hunt down Karkinen, and I think after that, there's not really going to be much in the way of positions for him.
Maybe he's just trying to go for the fastest lap. Not too sure. If he's spotting super
Cheeky.
softs, yeah. I think he's just trying to go for the fastest lap at this point. But yeah, that's his battle for first position. Bree still within a second of Old School. We've got Harrison Larkin in the chat. If this heats up any more, the Bree will melt. Heated has retired, so he is caught and solid for now. Things are looking pretty good for Bree right now.
Let's see, he gets a solid run compared to Old School. We're in that final chicane. He's just half a second away. Again, saving the ERS down the straight, and in the way of ERS, he does have about 13% more than Old School. It gets a big oversteer moment. This is the chance now for Bree. He's going to tug in, try and get as much slipstream as he can. He's 7 tenths back, but we've seen Old School has been a bit vulnerable coming off of Radion. Again, he gets a bit of oversteer, and Bree has got momentum on him, but again, he's got the higher wings. He's got the DRS, trying to close the gap up. He's less than half a second away, and I don't think he'd go for a dive bomb with that over opportunistics. And yes, he does back out of it, he's going to have to hang back. And anyway, closer on track, LFC and Ryan very close on track, as well as Adri closing up onto the back of Karkinen. So got a couple of close on track battles shaping up here, not only for the lead, but for P5 and P7. So Brie now, he knows what he's got to do. He's just been a couple of tenths too far away these last few laps. If he comes out this middle sector about half a second away from Old School, he is going to be golden, and he's going to try and push for this race win. As Ryan now, right on the back of LFC, and he's going to go side by side into the bus stop chicane. Who's going to be later on the race? Ryan by quite some margin. Has he just overshot it? LFC gets a stop. That's so harsh.
That shouldn't have been a stop, guy.
Yeah. Anyway, Adri now closing up to the back of Karkinen. Is he going to go for it into the chicane? Yes, he is. They're side by side onto the brakes. Can Adri get it? Karkinen tries to. He gives him plenty of respect actually on the inside. Adri up into P5. That should be his final position. He has got 3 seconds of penalties, but we'll see if he's able to hold it.
Go back on the lead for the battle of the lead. He's looking like he's right on the back of him. If he gets a really good exit, this is where the move can be done. Oh, Bree gets a little bit of oversteer. I don't think he's obviously going to be able to get the move done going on this straight, but going up El Rouge and Radion, I think this is where the battle for the lead is going to heat up. No more brie and heating up cheese, please. No more of them jokes. Old School's gone a bit wide on Radion. I think that's given Brie the better run.
He's still half a second back. He's in overtake mode, so is Old School. It looks like he's done enough, though, to keep the lead. Bree just didn't quite get the run out of turn 1 that he needed. And Old School survives yet again. But Bree getting closer and closer every lap. And eventually, if he keeps up like this, we could be seeing them going side by side. And that's what we want to see. We want to see these guys going wheel to wheel for the lead in this race. And with everything at stake. And a lot of pressure on these guys. Pushing and pushing and pushing, and Adri does get the fastest lap as anticipated, but he's 13 seconds off of Dave, so I don't expect him to chase that down.
No, I don't think that's also going to be able to happen. I'll be surprised if he manages to get within 12 seconds within the next 3 laps. But he has Karkinen issues, and this is a brilliant finale. Ah, you two. You two.
Oh, for God's sake. These guys. Anyway, I'm just looking at the ERS situation, and Old School at just 20%, and Brie almost 50%. So it's a huge difference in the ERS moment, and it really comes down to this now. Is Brie going to be quick enough around this section? Of course, he gets very close on the brakes to the Ferrari. And let's see, is it going to be a good exit? It's a decent exit for both drivers. It looks like Old School did get a bit of a better one, and he is going to survive. 3 laps to go. Old School can't afford to be making mistakes at this stage. He gets a lot of oversteer out of turn 1, but it looks like he actually got a decent exit, and he looks like this time he's going to be safe.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Yellow's in sector 2. It's Karkin, and he's just spun it at Puom. In P6. Honest, he's still in P6, however, but
yeah, he should be fine.
Looks like he's still perfectly fine. Bree looks like he's starting to drop off a bit too, Old School, although he is gaining a little bit on him, but not enough. Like I said, Old School running them lower wings is helping him out massively in this.
Yep, so also up the road, Evo is also there a lap down, and on the tyres that are slightly fresher, but these guys still catching, and hopefully, and I'm praying here, that he doesn't affect this battle for the win here, which has just been, I was going to say heating up, but let's not, let's
go
not
back to them jokes,
yeah. As Evo actually going off the track, he has actually let both of them through. So
Bree is right on the back of Old School. I think Old School has definitely made a mistake. This is where it's going to happen. Is it going to happen when it goes up towards the final chicane, or is he going to be able to do it when he goes up El Rouge and Radion, and then on that on the longest straight of this track?
Very nice exit from both of them, but Brie now has got the slipstream. Is he in overtake mode? Yes, he is. He's going to go for it. Is he going to try it into blunt one? Surely not. He goes for a late move, and oh, how did they make contact? They're side by side. They're going down into the bus stop chicane. This could decide the race. Late on the brakes, though, is Old School. Can he hold the line? He just does
about.
It. Wow.
Oh, Bree's had a massive oversteer moment.
He's still there, though. He's still there, but he's dropped back quite a bit. attack. I didn't expect him to go for such a risky move into Blunchville. I thought that they were going to make contact, but they managed to keep it clean. Now, again, Old School quicker around that turn 1. That has been his key to holding off Bree here, but Bree, 6 heads back. Old School used a lot of ERS to defend there, and now Bree, he's holding him in, he's in overtake mode, so is Old School, but he's going to run out of his battery. Here comes Bree, he's in the slipstream, he's got the DRS.
He's going for it.
He has a little look down the
Oh,
inside,
maybe not.
and he just hangs back. Oh, this is so tense, these guys now. Going wheel to wheel finally with just a lap and a half to go, and of course very long circuits, so there's still quite a long way to go comparatively. Bree running a little bit wide on the entry to that corner, Old School a little bit wide on the exit. Adra again says the fastest lap. He is only 6 seconds by Dave, and now Old School drives onto the grass. Bree right up behind him. Is he going to go early for this? If he goes through, I feel like Old School might be able to get him back because of those low wings and 3 straights up towards the end of the first sector.
Yeah, Bree was right on the back of him at one point as he was going down Puon. And obviously the little chicane after Puon as well. Old School looks like he's just made a massive mistake as well. Bree in overtake mode. Is he going to be able to do the same thing? He's gaining on him. He's gaining on him. He's going on the outside of him. And he's just left it to him. He wants that DRS. He wants the DRS. Oh, he's actually switched back.
Oh, and he was quite lucky not to get a warning. You see, he's going all out for this now. Overtake mode for Bree. He actually turns it down now. Old School has got almost no ERS. This could be it on the final lap, the final tour of Spa Francorchamps, and it's a good run from Old School, but he's not got that gap that he's had all the way throughout this race. Has he lost it on the final lap? He's going to go all out for this now. Bree,
he's got a very good run.
He's ever been. Here comes Bree now.
Here we go. This is where he's doing it.
This is the last lap. He's going to defend for all his life. Oh, he's contacted his P-Cycle, I think. And Old School's managed to save it, but Bree goes up into the lead. Now, that's a controversial way for him to take the lead, because there definitely was a bit of decent contact, I think. But Bree, I think he would have had it anyway, to be honest. So Bree takes the lead on the final lap of this race. Old School will be absolutely gutted. He held off the pressure so well for so long. But Bree now, with a masterstroke in terms of strategy, he has now finally broken Old School's brave defence, and they're coming down now towards the final sector. Old School just seems to have fallen away. I'm going to do one last check on penalties. Bree actually has 2 warnings, and Old School doesn't have any. So Bree, there is a lot of pressure on him. If he picks up a warning in this final sector, he's will be telling himself, don't go off the track, don't go off the track. But it looks like he is good. He can take the last chicane easily. And Bree looks like he is coming through for a fairly controversial victory. And let's see, he's just got a couple more corners to negotiate in the Belgium Grand Prix.
As long as he doesn't mess up the final chicane, then he should be good. I think he's done it. He has done it. Bree has come to win the Belgium Grand Prix ahead of Old School. Old School getting P2 and has now moved back into the lead of the championship. So congratulations to him for moving back up. Who else? Jabo, 30 seconds behind these guys, but has managed to finish, I believe, in P3, unless for whatever reason he manages to crash it out now. No, so Javo has come home to finish P3 and the final place on the podium. And it looks like Adri's actually catching up to the back of Dave, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the move done at all.
Yeah.
No, he's not going to be able to get the move done unless Dave decides he wants to bin it. No, it's not going to happen. So Adri finishing in P5 for the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, actually, he finished P4. Dave had more penalties.
That's interesting. I didn't see that coming at all.
No.
But yeah, you only had he picked up a penalty on the penultimate lap, which cost him. Wow. And
it's just Karkin spinning it.
Over the line. Great job from him. Earning the style points. Ryan comes up to the line in P7, pretty quiet. Oh, he might have actually jumped up to P6 on penalties.
He
Yes,
did.
he did. So, yeah.
So old school's just put in the
Old
chat, yeah,
school.
you don't
Yeah.
punt someone last lap and not give it back. So obviously there was a bit of contact that did happen. From how you saw it, though, like it may have been decent that had happened, but
That was my first instinct. I'll have a little look at it.
we shall have a look. But nonetheless, we're here for the present, and congrats to Bree for winning the race. It was a very good drive. It was very close
Yeah.
between the both of them on the final lap. It was very tight. It was very tight. I was saying, yeah, he won't keep his win.
Well, I'm just watching it here. Yeah, definite desync on the
Definite desync.
screen. Yeah, so that's just Codemasters screwing old school of a win there. Not much Bree could have done about that.
Yeah.
So unfortunate to see, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. But final classifications, you got Bree that's obviously won the Belgian Grand Prix. Old school in P2, Jabbo in P3 running out for the podium from P8 as well, and Bree from P7. So pretty decent from them lot. Adri in P4, Dave P5, Ryan in P6, Karkanen in P7, LFC in P8, Ibo in P9, and James, even though he wasn't racing, had still managed to finish in P10. Team Wolf, Wave, Maka, Coco, Heated, Robert, and I think they were all the ones that did not manage to finish. So unfortunate from them guys. Like you said, it was a very chaotic race.
Yep, as I predicted. Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately, I think we lost a lot of potential contenders for victory very early on in that race. It kind of filtered out the field, but at least we got a very tense battle for the win to give us some good excitement all the way through the race.
Yeah, it was very tight, especially even the battle for the podium when I had Jabbo, Adri, and Dave all at one point. Obviously,
Yeah.
Dave spinning Adri, which was unfortunate, and obviously has given the place back to him. But nonetheless, it was still a battle for the podium that had happened, and then yeah, it was close either way.
Yeah, so I guess you could say that race was heating up for a long time, and
Don't
then
you start.
came to
But very good job on the race. Very well done to Bree again for winning the race, and Old School and Jabbo for getting a podium. I think that was Bree's first podium and race win, and the same with Jabbo. Jabbo's first podium as well. So, yeah, congrats to them. Any final words for this race?
eating.
Don't you start.
I've already started and finishing.
Yeah, it was very good to watch on that race. Mr. Bree heated up all the way throughout that race and has now melted his way onto the top step of the podium. So congratulations to him. We will see you guys next week for Monza. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, thank you very much.